Hi everyone, this is David and welcome to week 8. We're going to be taking a look at 3 different things this week. 2 of them are related to a 3-letter word that everyone is very interested in throughout their adult lives, and that 3-letter word is, of course, job. And we hope that job also turns into a 6-letter word called career. And I certainly know that one of the reasons you're here at UMUC is about having a career and not just a job. Really, this week is devoted to what I call a career documents workshop. And you're going to be seeing in your classroom this week some threads that I've developed that have to do with finding a job that is appropriate for you in your preparation, and then getting together what is called your career document set. And that consists of resumes, cover letters, and any kind of follow-up correspondence that takes place there. So that's one thing that you have to look forward to this week. Now, the outcome for this career documents workshop is that I do want to take a look at your resume this week. I do want to take a look at a cover letter this week. So please take a look at those threads so that you can go ahead and get that resume and cover letter up to date, and more importantly, up to snuff, because the resumes of 2 or 3 years ago are not the same kind of resumes that you necessarily see today or even need today. Now, the second thing related to jobs that we're going to take a look at this week has to do with the legal issues surrounding having an interview with an employee. And so there's a very important reading for you to take a look at this week. And this reading you can find in the thread entitled Mock Evaluation Interview. And this reading is from Clampett, and it's called Performance Feedback. And that's the kind of interview that you're giving, because this is a Writing for Managers course, really a managerial communications course. One of the very common tasks that you're going to have as a manager, and you may already have that task, you may already be doing it, is to give performance evaluations to your subordinates. Now, there are some very definite legal issues here. There are also some issues involving how to do it well in a way that encourages and develops your subordinates, in a way that nurtures their abilities and their talents rather than tearing them down. And so that's a very important thread for us to take a look at this week. Now, the last thing we're going to be doing is taking a look at the listening paper, paper number 3, which you're now getting ready for. So if you would, let's take a look at these listening papers so that you have very clearly in your mind the very specific things that I'm looking for. As you have found out about me already, I'm very easy to please. All you have to do is to take the models that I give you in our conferences, and especially the models for the papers that you write, and follow them exactly. Now, again, we've said this in a previous lecture, that should come as no surprise to anybody, that in the workplace, you're given models to follow, and expected to follow them very, very closely. So let's take a look at some of these model papers. And let's take a look at this first one. Says listening narrative. And you will see what this consists of is an opening section on listening skills, active listening skills. And then you're going to report on the assessment that you took of your listening skills. And then finally, in the last section, you are going to apply what you consider to be the listening skills that you most need to develop in order to become a better listener, and we can all always be better listeners. You're going to actually apply those skills in a real meeting. This is a meeting that you can have with an individual. This is a meeting that you can have with a staff, with a group. It's a meeting that you can have as you listen to a lecture or as you listen to a report. But what you want to do is to actually tell the story of that meeting. But that story is going to be focused on your success in attempting to implement the new reading skills that you, by virtue of taking your assessment test and doing self-reflection, that you think you really need. Now, in terms of the graphics that I'm expecting for this, you're going to have a chance to be doing tables. You're going to have a chance to be doing smart art, which is also a part of Microsoft Office these days, 2007. Let's take a look at Michael Lenzanier. You'll see some of the things that Michael has done in terms of graphical formatting. And there you see how clearly he has set up his subheads using the step method. You see how clearly he has set up his major title from his subtitle there. Can you hear me now? Not so good. My 5-step program to listening rehabilitation. And he's having fun with this. Now, step 3 is, of course, the skills that he's going to be trying to employ. And then step 4 is his narrative of how he did when he actually tried to listen and do so in an active way. Let's take a look at our third sample paper here. And this sample paper is from a fictional student, and these are always fictional students. Fictional student named Eric Zinzinko. Look how well this thing is laid out, with a really strong title up at top, a 2-line drop cap, very clear subheadings, the best laid plan, a tip box with a nice piece of art, very short paragraphs. You see in the heading there how the little graphic was used in the heading to kind of pull the whole document together. Then you have the use of a box with a bullet list and a tent inside of it, and a numbered list that is done very, very nicely with the knockout boxes on the 1, 2, 3, 4. Again, this is a really excellent paper that brings together some of the more advanced formatting skills that we've been practicing, and you've already seen a lecture on that. So there you go, week 8. It's all about you. It's all about your career documents. It's all about your performance as a manager and evaluating and giving feedback to subordinates. And it's all about your listening and your writing a paper that truly puts you a step ahead in terms of your ability to be an active, engaged listener in the workplace. Good luck as always, and if you need anything, please give me a shout, shoot me an email, and I'll get right back to you.